William Zepeda is a machine. And I'm not saying that in the sense that the man is a perfect fighter. We know he's got some flaws. But when he turns it on, it's like flipping a switch. I mean, the work rate, the pressure, the combinations that just seem to flow so beautifully. And it's like he never misses a step. And those aren't just some light little pity-pat arm punches. He's over there throwing 100 punches around with punches that got some pop on them. Now, I'll say this. On the one hand, going into this fight, we all had a good idea of what the end result would be, right? I mean, we saw that Zepeda was coming in at, like a 11-1, 12-1 favorite, right? Minus 1,100, minus 1,200 going in. We saw what the odds makers were saying. We knew what the likely outcome was going to be, but it wasn't just what he did, man. It was the way in which he did it. Okay, Maxi Hughes isn't a bum. Maxi Hughes is not a bum by any stretch of the imagination. We've seen what he's done in the ring before. But William Zepeda, he didn't pay that any mind at all. And look, to be perfectly honest, with everything that we've seen Maxi Hughes done, what did he do? What did he bring to the table, right? What did he show up with tonight? He showed up with basically one round. That's it. One round. He looked good in the first round, man. He boxed well. He was moving well on the outside. He was using good movement. I like the way that he was moving to his right side counterclockwise. He was using the jab well in spots. He was picking his spots. He was able to slip a lot of the shots that Zepeda was throwing, right? Zepeda was still making him fight a lot faster than he wanted to. He was still probably putting him in positions that he didn't want to be in. He was feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but overall, he had to feel pretty good after that round. When that round ended, he was walking back to his corner. He had to feel pretty decent about how that went. But then that second round started, man, and he just got smoked. I mean, William Zepeda has this suffocating type of pressure. I bet, can you imagine being in the gym with him? I bet he is just an absolute menace. I mean, can you imagine being a sparring partner for him during his fighting camps? Absolutely relentless. And he's unpredictable as well in the sense that he throws every single punch in the book from every single angle. He goes to the body. He's around the guard. He's throwing uppercuts. He's coming upstairs. He's jabbing from the outside, both up and down. Every single punch. And he doesn't give you any time to think. He comes in behind the jab, throws more, moves when his opponent moves. I mean, he is just on you like a wet blanket, like he's tied to you. He's so close sometimes his foot is in between your feet, splitting the guard. And still through all that, he finds some time every now and then when the spirit moves him to work in some defensive movements. I mean, they stopped this fight after 4 rounds. Zepeda had already thrown over 400 punches. Look, just an absolutely dominating performance. So it's no surprise after a win like that, we're sitting here, and what are we talking about? We're talking about what may be next. Now, this fight, he gets a win. He comes out. He automatically places himself as a mandatory for 2 guys. Number 1, Gervonta Davis. Number 2, the winner of Lomachenko versus Kambosos. Now, I love either one of those fights. In the post-fight speech, he also mentioned that he's interested in Shakur Stevenson. No surprise there. I like all of them. I'm not saying that I think he wins every one of those fights. I would like seeing every one of those fights. I would look forward to every one of those fights. I would be excited to see this man step in the ring with any of them. Because look, those fights, none of them, whether it's talking about Gervonta Davis, I'll just say Loma because I think Loma should get that victory against Kambosos. So I'll say Gervonta Davis, Loma, or Shakur Stevenson. Neither of those are going to look like this one. He's not going to come in there and be a bulldozer against those guys. I mean, he may try it. He's going to apply the pressure. That's his game. I totally understand all that. But every single one of those men has something for him. Every single one of those men will have an answer, and he will have to adjust. He won't be able to come in there and just go with his plan A, just relentless pressure and throwing a lot of punches and just overwhelm him, just melt him, just bring that heat and just roast him. Not going to happen, okay? Because number 1, think about Gervonta Davis. We all know about the power he has. We all know that he can be patient. Think about that fight with Rolly Romero. Now, look, Rolly Romero doesn't have the crazy work rate, but he had power. So Gervonta said, hey, I'm going to come out here early in the fight. I'm going to show patience. I'm going to pick my spots. I'm going to be a sniper. I'm going to get him out of there. Being a sniper and picking your spots when you have very good power would be a good plan against a man who throws a lot of punches because we know Zepeda leaves some holes. Shakur Stevenson, an absolute master boxer from the outside. I believe he would have a reach advantage in this fight. I don't even know what the stats are, but I believe he would have the reach advantage. But even if he didn't, he's so good with distance. He's so good with range. He's going to be able to set shots up. He's so good with angles. I would love to see what he brought to the table. And even though we may not think about him as having the type of power that Gervonta Davis has, he can crack. Then we talk about him seeing in there with Lomachenko. I mean, ring IQ through the roof. You think about the way that he works angles. You think about the type of footwork that he has. He may not have the type of power that we see from other people at 135 pounds. But again, he can crack. And with the type of footwork that he has and the type of ring IQ that he has, he's going to be able to figure out ways to nullify that pressure using those techniques. No matter how it turns out, phenomenal performance by Zepeda tonight. I can't wait to see what's next for him. Let me know what you guys think. Were you as impressed as I was in this fight? Did you think it was going to turn out this way? Did you think Maxi Hughes was going to be able to put up a little bit more of a fight? Let me know what you guys think.